What's up everybody and welcome back. Today we are going on to a project lawn. Now, some of you might remember this from some repair work I did to it last year. If you don't recognize this place, then you need to make sure you're subscribed, but I'll go ahead and link that video right here so you can see it. We have a lot to do here today, so I'm not going to waste any time. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so here's what's going on. Brief history of this place. Basically, this lawn was not really fertilized very well last year, and I came over at the beginning of the season to help get it established. It was sod put down in late 2019, and it just didn't have a chance to root. So I came in, did some concoctions, got this thing rocking and rolling, left some granular fert here for my buddy to use throughout the season, some 1704 Pro Pete. He said he fertilized twice last year, so we've got problems. And I want to show you what's happening. Then I'm going to take you through a step-by-step on how we're going to fix it. Okay, problem. Grass is thin, grass is weak. Doesn't look too good. It should be way further along than it is right now. That's a problem. That's problem number one. Let's take a look at a couple of symptoms and then talk about how we're going to fix that problem. This is a dog spot. While you don't see the telltale sign of a burn in the middle, that's probably because there was crap sitting here. So this is a little bit different. That is another dog spot right there. Same deal. We have some behind me that have that collared look that you're used to. That's going to be from being peed on, but this is probably just from some crap that was left on the lawn. Here's the deal. When I see this much green, thick growth right here like this, I know that this lawn is nitrogen deficient. And so it's pretty clear just by looking here that it's nitrogen deficient. But when you look here, you can really get an idea of how much it's nitrogen deficient. So that's one thing. Here's number two. We got clover. Another sign of nitrogen deficiency. That means that, we're really gonna have to juice this place up. So that's good. Two solid reasons, even without knowing that it wasn't fed enough last year, that this thing is going to take a good hit of in to get it woken up. Now that's a dog spot. So I'm going to dedicate a video to this patch repair before and after, but I'm going to do some of the work today. So make sure you're subscribed so you can see how this whole thing works. But we're going to go through a process of repairing this right over here, this over here. But there's another one over here that's a little bit different that I think we should go talk about. So see this huge dry patch right here, dead grass, kind of all across this whole side here. Well, here's what's happening here. This is the main way out that the kids, the dog, the cat, the grown-ups, the people that are coming over and coming in and out of the backyard all the time, they come right through here from this door like this, they come out, they close the door, they walk across that section. Then you trip on stuff. But that's not the main problem. This whole patio slopes away to this point right here, and that builds up a significant amount of ice all along this backside in the wintertime. So this whole thing is getting salted, and all that salt's got to go somewhere. And this is the area it goes. So it comes down here, it hits this edge, and it kind of traipses right through the ground, and it kind of bleeds on the natural slope. And so this is all going to be salt. So we're gonna have to handle this a little bit differently. We'll talk about that in a second. Well, you can see nice dark green grass over here and an awful lot of dog turds. So I'm actually gonna rake these up and get them out of the way before I do anything. And then we'll be working on this side. But so again, sort of that telltale thing happening here. The grass is nice and lush over here because it's been getting something. Maybe not the best nutrition ever, but it has been getting some nitrate from all that crap. So this side's doing a little bit better than that side. Now, the thing about this is I've really only seen two types of weeds in this lawn so far. Dandelion just barely trying to come up, and clover. There's actually quite a bit of clover. So again, we're gonna stand on this, needs nitrogen. It's gonna need a super hit. And I think we should probably see what sort of supplies we have laying around here and what I'm gonna have to bring with me. Okay, so let's go find out what's in the garden shed and see if I brought enough stuff to do what I need to do. I think we're gonna be okay, but we'll find out. Let's take a look. Now, if you don't recognize this, you are definitely new to the channel. This is my old shed, and I replaced it with somewhat of a new one. Let's see what we got. Okay. we're gonna use that. We're not gonna use that. Look at that. Interesting. Maybe Alan Haynes been here. We got a backpack sprayer. Okay, good. Ortho, gonna need that. What else? It looks to me that, moreover, the stuff that was in here, aside from that mystery bag of weed and feed that looks like nothing has come out of, they were using a lot of that material for this. Excellent use of totes, raised garden beds, cool for veggies. It's still been really cold here. That's why this looks like this. Nothing's been planted yet. Let's get back to it. Okay. This guy. This has never been used. Never been used. Awesome. And this is a little more than a toy. But I think it'll work. It's so tiny. Oh man. It's like a little tyke spreader. Okay, so we're gonna use that. Okay, let's take our toys, go back out to the lawn, and we need to do one more thing before I start doing applications. So let's do that now. So obviously this isn't something that you see on this channel very often, if ever. But I bought this bag to do some experiments with. I was actually messing around with some weights and measures and things, and so I have it, and I'm going to use it, and I'm going to tell you why I'm going to use it. I want to go ahead and get a significant amount of in down, and the application rate on this, the way that they have it, is at 0.7 pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and run it at the 0.7 pound rate, and then I'm actually going to come over the top of it with GreenePunch as well. So we're going to do a combo with that to get the nitrogen up to where I want it, which I want to give this a full pound today, and I'm just going to give it 2 different ways. So the beauty about me showing you this is that you can use granular and you can use liquid, and you can blend them both into your programs, and you can have an awesome program. Or you could be 100% granular and you could be 100% liquid. But the thing that I thought would be great to show is I'm going to do this. I'm going to use 1801 GreenePunch as well, and then I'm also going to throw the Bio Stims on top of it to finish this place out, because I really want to get it snapping pretty quick. So that's why this is here. That's why I'm going to use it. I'm probably going to end up leaving it here, and we'll talk about the measurements on this and some of the stuff I found out from the other day as well. You may wonder what some of these markings are on here. I was doing some weights and measures with volume and total weight just to find out what some materials weigh for a little special project I have going on. And what I discovered was with this particular material, with this 3204 that's in here, this is giving me 20 ounces of volume per pound. So I know that I can go off this graduated scale and get what I need to get to. So the number that I'm actually going for with this is I'm going to apply 2¼ pounds of it per 1,000 square feet. It's 32%, 32 times 2.25 ends up at about 0.72. So I'm gonna get really close to that. I'm gonna fill in the gap to get to that extra pound with the GreenePunch. So that's gonna be the plan there. So all in all, I need 4½ pounds, and that would equal 90 ounces, which is pretty much right in this line right here. So I'm gonna pour that into this bucket, and I'm gonna use that, dump it straight in there, and then I don't really have to measure anything, and I know I'm gonna get the right amount out. So we're gonna do that now. See this? This is kind of one of the curses of doing like a small prilled homogeneous material, or even like a water soluble powder, is it tends to cake up, it bunches together, and it'll break apart. That's fine, but some of it, like with certain materials, especially minor elements, they really will bind together hard, and it makes it a little more challenging to get it out. But this is not because of a cat. This is just the way this is coming out of the bag, and we're in a pretty dry climate, so you know, that's something to take note if you're getting into some of these materials that are kind of finer or water solubles or things like that. There's a good chance you're gonna find some pretty good chunks in there. All right, so I've got it on the line here, and I may have gone, you know, maybe a tiny bit over. I can probably scoop a little. Nope, I'm just sloped to the front. That's cool. So I got about 90 ounces in here, so that's gonna give me my 4. So now it's time for full rate of punch. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill that cup all the way up, spray this whole thing out, and then I'll go through and do the Bio Stim. So I'm essentially gonna run this at 16 ounces per 1,000 to get that out, and that's gonna get me almost that full pound of N that I wanted after spreading that stuff. And really, you guys, I just hate spreading fert. I was just watching it and how inconsistent the whole thing is, and God bless you all for wanting to do that. I just prefer to get things down in a way that I can see it, cover it, and really make sure it's getting everywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out, and then we're gonna roll right over it with the Bio Stims. There we go. Real quick, two things here. Number one, this is an uncircumcised ortho. It is also its virgin trial, so it should be fine. It's not leaking or anything. Secondly, I'm gonna spray this from that corner out, and then I'm gonna do another corner here and go the rest of the way, and I'm gonna do the best I can to not run over the hose and sort of show you that whole situation. So I'm gonna do now. So halfway through the Bio Stim app, my camera grabbed the hose, or my hose grabbed the camera, or my camera grabbed somebody gave up, fell over, knocked the thing over, and didn't write that whole thing down. But I'm done spraying. I just cleaned this thing out. I just saw that it wasn't working. So basically what I did is I put 12 ounces of each product in here. I sprayed the whole thing. I set it to 8 ounces, and I moved pretty quick, and then I ran over the top of all of it with water just to go ahead and give it a little bit of a drink. So that's what you missed. Yeah. All right, so that's it. That's all the spraying, that's the granular spreading, that's the patch filling, that's the raking, that's everything except for two things. I'm gonna have to spend a little time on this salt spot over here. That's something I'm just gonna have to continue to flush and do more manually than the sprinklers are gonna be able to manage. So once the ground gets saturated enough, deep enough, the sprinklers will kind of kick that away. I didn't put any patch filler in there because it's just such a high traffic zone. It's not gonna come up anyway. So this one I have to let fend for itself, and that should work just fine. So now that that's done, I'm just gonna go ahead and clean everything up. I'm gonna put stuff away in the shed and let everything sort of dry out for a little while, come back, run the sprinklers for 20 or 30 minutes in each station, and call it a day. I think I'm done making other people's lawns look good for the day. No, I don't know. It's still morning. I guess we'll find out.